As everybody knows, the Philadelphia Eagles start the 2024 season in Sao Paulo, Brazil, against the Green Bay Packers. And I was thinking to myself, we got to get somebody on the show who knows Brazil and somebody who's an American football fan. So we have Max Cavalera with us, Soulfly, Sepultura, Cavalera Conspiracy, Nail Bomb. What's going on, man? Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, man. Good to be talking football.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny because I was doing, I'm doing the research for this. I'm like, I wonder if Max or Igor or any of those guys are into American football. I knew you guys were soccer fans growing up, but and I start Googling and I see this big blog post on Gloria's site where it's got you in Detroit Lions gear. You're at the stadium doing the tour and everything. How did you become a Detroit Lions fan?
All right, so I first moved to America and. Honestly, I didn't like it first. I remember first games I watched, I was like, this stops too much. There, every 30 seconds, there's a commercial. It keeps stopping, and I couldn't get into it. And then Gloria's dad took me to a game. They had Cardinals seasons. We went to see Cardinals in Green Bay. It was like a playoff game.
Yeah.
Right there, the switch was turned, man.
Oh, yeah?
That game, the Cardinals won. Larry Fitzgerald score, and I just remember coming home like, I love this. I really love this. This is great, and then, of course, when I got home, I was like, it's cool that you guys are all Cardinals fans, but I want to get my own team, And I was like, I want to find a team that's just mine, and Cardinals will be my second team. Anyway, so I'm a Leo, my sign on a zodiac is Leo. So Lions. I remember telling Gloria I'm gonna be a Lions fan. She's like, "Oh, get ready to lose. You better like losing."
But I give you credit for that, man, because yes, the Detroit Lions were like shit back then.
Oh,
they were not a good team. So nobody can ever accuse you of being a plastic fan.
No, man, no. I mean, I rode those hard years, and it was tough. And I remember she said, "Yeah, it's like it's gonna be tough, man." And then it's funny because in our family, Gloria's brothers are all Green Bay fans, and some other part of the family they're Vikings, and some cousins are Bears. So we got the whole division in our family.
You got the whole NFC North thing going on.
Yeah, the whole NFC is on our fan. But no, it was cool, man. I found my own team and I started rolling with them. I started watching the games. I got more and more into it. I started playing fantasy football with my grandkids and my sons. Now it's it's for real now. I really love. I have like a lot of merch, a lot of jackets and shirts, and that's when I visit. This is when I would visit at Ford Field. So we had a fan that gave us a tour. It was a day off in Detroit, and he's like, "You want to come to Ford Field and check it out?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I love to do that." So we had a whole day there, in the field, and this is all in the dressing rooms.
Yeah.
No,
that's cool, man. That's awesome. That looks like a once in a lifetime thing. But wait, you said it kind of just clicked for you when you were at that playoff game. I mean, what changed? I mean, what about that game made you a big NFL fan?
So I think I watched when I watched before, when I first moved here, I only like soccer, and a little bit of basketball. I think I watched a boring game and when nothing was going on. And it kept stopping, and I couldn't get into it. It was like, but when I went live, when we watched this thing live, that's a whole nother beast, man. It's freaking cool.
Yeah.
The place was popping, and there's the energy. And then I had friends and family explain the rules to me. That was another thing. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, what are you supposed to do? What do you do here? It's a bit. Soccer is a little simpler. You just got to get the ball in the goal,
Yes. Yeah, it's easy to pick up. It's funny because last week on the show, we had a guy, the Philadelphia Phillies are going out to London to play the Mets in June. And, we were laughing because we don't really know the cricket rules. You know, like they play cricket for 5 days in a row. I don't know what the fuck they're doing by the fourth day. I'm like, this is still going on here. You know, but yes, it is easier. Yeah, soccer comparatively, yes, is much.
Yeah, so I think soccer the only hard route doing that people get a hard time learning is the offside. I try to explain that to family people. Sometimes they watch soccer with us. But football is full of crazy rules, man.
I know.
Still today, I go like, wait, why, what happened here? What's going on?
Well, there are Philadelphia Eagles fans who have followed the team for their entire life and still don't know all the rules either. So it's not just you, man. We're all trying to figure it out on the fly. I think the NFL is trying to figure it out on the fly as we go here too. You know.
All right, that Lions game against Dallas that we score.
Yeah.
And the dude did the thing, you know. I'm still pissed off about that.
So wait, so in the playoffs now, Dan Campbell gets a lot of criticism for being aggressive, you know, maybe too aggressive. I mean, were you mad about that, or is that just him being him? I mean, that's what he was the entire year.
He was pushing his luck, I think, you know. It's like sometimes I should say, time out, man.
Yeah.
Just go with the, you know, tie the game, go to overtime.
Yeah. There's a you can be a too aggressive, perhaps, you know. I remember he was getting a lot of criticism.
I'm all for it, and I think it's exciting as hell. And I tell you one thing I don't like about football, and if I wish, you know, people will hear me out and change this rule, is the kneeling rule in the end of the game. Because, and I have huge discussions with my kids, and they all give me the same excuse. Well, just play defense, you know, and then, you know, you get the ball back, and it's like, it's not that. I mean, sometimes there's like a minute and a half left, and they kneel down.
Yeah.
A lot can happen in a minute and a half. You know, they should make so they have to throw.
I like that, man. That's actually an interesting. I've never heard anybody suggest that before, but I kind of like it. You know,
like you're like obligatory. You have to throw. You can't kneel. You just because anything can happen. You know.
I kind of like it. You know, it's like soccer. You know, you run into the corner and then you just kind of protect the ball, or you.
Because I think the kneeling down is a bit anticlimactic. You know, it's just kind of like, game just stops.
Yeah, all of a sudden Tom Brady's taking a knee, and then that's it. You know, and you're just watching the clock.
Right. How many cool games comes down to the wire when the last second the dude either scores a touchdown or they stop, like the Titans game against, I think it was the Rams, right?
Oh yeah.
1-yard line trying to get the ball in, and he's short like by this much.
Yeah, that famous Super Bowl. Yeah, the tackle on the goal line there at the end. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. That's my only beef kind of that I have with the whole thing. Everything else is cool. I like all the I like all the other stuff, and you know, I love the excitement, and we remember actually we met a player, what's his name? Kyle Turley.
Yeah.
He played for the Rams, right?
He did. Yep.
So he was a huge Soulfly fan, and I remember that he came in our bus, and it was right after they won the Super Bowl, and they all had, I think it was him and like 3-4 of his buddies that play. They all had Super Bowl jackets, and you know, they're all in the Soulfly bus.
That's cool.
And stuff. And he was saying that he I don't know if he was joking or not, but he said, yeah, I play with my Soulfly shirt underneath.
Oh shit.
You know? So maybe, I don't know, but it was cool. But yeah, he was a huge metal fan. I love when sports and metal combine. Also, Randy Johnson that lives here in Arizona.
Yeah.
The Big Unit.
Yeah. Is he a metal fan?
He's a huge metal fan, man. I mean, he goes deep. He knows like Troops of Doom and stuff. Like, he's asking, like, you guys play Troops of Doom? I'm like, what? Fuck, how you know Troops of Doom, man? that's old, you know. That's old school, you know. And he knows all that, man. So it's really cool. And I got a chance to go with my brother Igor last year. Palmeiras is the big champion of Sao Paulo and Brazil soccer in general right now. We got to go in the field and introduce the players. Just me and him. We introduced every player. The crowd was chanting, you know. And that was a trip. That was a crazy day. Like, if I get to do that in the NFL one day, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, come out and do it with the Lions or something. Yeah, yeah. So Max, when you heard that NFL was going to Brazil, going to Sao Paulo, what was your reaction?
Oh, freaking awesome, man. I love it because more and more, every time I've been down there, I see more and more shirts in the streets, people wearing. Oh yeah, that's the
This
Palmeiras.
is from what you were just talking about. Yeah, going down
Yeah,
to Palmeiras. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's Palmeiras Stadium. Yeah, so I see a lot of shirts. In fact, last couple times I've been down there, a lot of the games are on TV and
Yeah.
people are watching. I got to watch a Lions game live in a hotel room. I
Hmm.
think it was like 2 years ago, and I was like saying, "This is so cool! Like I can't believe they actually like." Because when I lived there, there was not many people talk about American football. It was like really rare. Not many people even knew about it.
Yeah.
But now I think it's gonna be huge. I think the place is gonna be packed, and I think the fans gonna love it because I mean I'm a huge soccer fan. I got converted to football,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the same can happen on the whole country. Just watch it become, and it's cool. I think Brazil is kind of a country that uh, crazy uh, mania shit kind of like that happens. So it probably will become like a big, huge thing down there. Like
Yeah.
probably say NFL, you have to come here every year.
Yeah, but that's what honestly, it's funny because like you're kind of joking about it, but yeah, I watch these, I've watched all these videos of Soulfly and Cavalera and Sepultura playing in Brazil, and Rock in Rio, and even in Buenos Aires and Santiago. And these crowds are amazing.
Yeah,
These South American crowds are amazing, not just in music, but in sport and in everything else. So like my thought was like, man, if you're like the Eagles, you like to be picked to be the first team, one of the first two teams to play down there. Like to me, that's an honor, man. That's like a privilege, and not everybody sees it the way I do, but I'm like, I know what those fans are like down there.
yeah. I
Um,
think it's gonna be really cool, man, and I think it's yeah, it'll be very exciting. It probably will be somewhat similar to the English and German games with
yeah,
a lot of people with shirts from all the other teams, and that's kind of I think that's kind of like how it is with the when you watch those England games,
yeah,
but it probably be you probably can expect. I hope they bring a bunch of percussion too, and like maybe
yeah,
bring some samba to the
yeah.
to maybe get an Eagles drum line going.
Well, let it be. Yes, I mean, let the fans do their thing and make it like a celebration of the sport. You talk about like right when they go and play when the teams go and play in London, or I guess it was like Munich last year or whatever. It's not just like the fans of the two teams that are playing there. It's like a celebration of the sport
Yeah,
being here in this country for the first time or second time or third time, and that's what I think is the big deal about it.
yeah. I was really surprised when I first heard it. My first thought was like, wow, this is crazy, but it's so cool that they're doing this game.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only thing that would have been better if it was Eagles and Lions. Uh, because and I had to go down there. I had to fly out there.
Yeah, yeah, but you're cheering for the Eagles, right? Because you're not cheering for the Packers.
No, hell yeah, Eagles, baby, all the way. Yeah.
There's our soundbite right there. I'm going to clip that after we're done with this. I do want to read this because the NFL did a study. I guess recently where they found out. I want to read this verbatim. Brazil, a country of 203 million people, is now the NFL's second biggest international market outside of Mexico, with 38 million fans, more than 20% who describe themselves as avid fans. That's according to a study by the league, which is pretty impressive, I think, because of course, we all know Brazilian soccer for sure, mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu. Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva, some of my favorite athletes of all time. Volleyball is big in Brazil, basketball as well. But I mean, does that sound like a big number to you? Like 38 million people say that they're NFL fans in Brazil?
I think it's right. I think it's right. Like I said, like the last times I've been there, I seen a lot of more people wearing shirts, and all the games being televised and all that. And the cool thing is, I think could be, I don't know, like Brazil is a country, like they love metal, right? Like you saw all the big festivals,
Yeah.
and football is violent by nature, So I think they're gonna love it, man. They already love it, but I think once that happens and the game is played, they'll be salivating for the next one
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm surprised there's not more Brazilians actually playing. I know Cairo Santos, I think,
Yeah.
is a kicker.
He was the first, may still be the only Brazilian player in the NFL. I know a lot of the Brazilian I mean, there's Brazilian representation in the NBA for
Yeah,
sure. I mean, that was always, I think, where a lot of guys came in. And of course, like in Major League Soccer, there are Brazilian guys who make it up here too. But yeah, it's not a lot of breakthrough in the NFL. Maybe that changes. I don't know. Maybe the exposure in Sao Paulo says to some people like, hey, this is great. I want to grow, I want to play this.
yeah.
It should,
It's
changes
like,
it.
I think, like, to me, yeah, like the sports is really action packed, and it's really kind of extreme a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, Not as crazy as UFC. UFC is probably crazier, but it's like sometimes you get some real hard hitting and all that. That's really exciting,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, we got to
and
get it now, Max, before they take it all out of the game. Because every time they change a rule, there's less hitting, or you know, everything's a penalty now. So it's like you might as well try to get Brazil get it before we turn it into flag football. I guess and they take all
yeah,
the hitting out of the.
yeah, man, just change that kneeling down rule and stop. Let them attack the quarterback. Like, don't be like,
Yeah,
they're not made out of porcelain. They're tough guys.
yeah. Wait, this is they're professional athletes for a reason. Let's not turn it into flag football here. I got just a couple more for you, man. Number one, the thing that's funny to me is I've been a soccer guy forever. I covered the soccer team in Philadelphia before getting into all this other stuff. And so they're playing in Corinthians Stadium and Palmeiras. You're a Palmeiras fan. Palmeiras wears green. Corinthians hate green, and people are laughing because they sent two green teams to play in this NFL game. The Eagles wear green and the Packers wear green. So the Corinthians fans are explaining to us that they absolutely hate the color green because they hate you guys and they hate Palmeiras.
Yeah,
And I don't know, it's just been I'm reading the comments and I'm like, I think they're just joking around. But then I started reading a few more. I'm like, wow, they actually do hate green. Maybe the Eagles are gonna have to wear like black in the stadium.
yeah. Oh man, that's funny. That's so crazy. Um, I haven't been there. I think it's a new stadium. The Corinthians Stadium.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
called Neo Quimica. Neo Quimica, I think it's called now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have not been there. I've been to the Palmeiras. Of course, Morumbi is a big one. That's where Sao Paulo plays. That's where I saw Queen, and we played there with Iron Maiden before. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, Corinthians fans, shut up, man. Just enjoy the green for one day.
Yeah, it's not permanent, it's just temporary. Like surely they can make an exemption for
Yeah. Well, anyway, you guys do look good in black, though. I say
you'd like the all black uniforms?
I do, man. I think
Yeah,
they're dope. Yeah,
yeah.
even the Lions. I wish they had one. They don't really. Uh, I think they have one, but they don't rock with it very often. But
No, the big thing here, man, was they brought back the Kelly green. They brought back like the green from the 1980s, like the different kind of green that the fans liked. I don't. Well, that's like Palmeiras green, so they're probably not gonna wear that down there. But I
who's your favorite Eagles player of all time? Not to
Nick
put it on the spot or anything.
Nick Foles for obvious reasons, but I mean historically, I mean just some of the great defensive players. Brian Dawkins is very loved here. Reggie White for sure. A lot of those old school guys who just played on those like hard nosed defensive teams.
I remember watching that
Yeah.
the Super Bowl when you guys beat New England.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was great,
That
man.
was nice because I think everybody was cheering for us.
Oh yeah,
I think all the neutrals were cheering for us because they were fucking sick of watching the Patriots win.
yeah. I hate those dynasty things. Like, stop. Let's
Yeah,
get that's
yeah,
what that's why I'm happy with the NBA.
yeah.
They're getting a different team every year.
Yeah,
Um,
mix it. There's more parity. Different teams winning.
yeah, so
Yeah,
let's hope that happens in NFL as well. Like uh last year's like the Lions was pretty close. We're almost there.
yeah.
Got
Yeah. Maybe
got
this year. Maybe I don't know. I gotta say I gotta appreciate the Lions kind of turning a corner. Like I like Dan Campbell. It's how do you not like the guy? He's just a guy. I mean, from a neutral perspective, I don't have anything against it. The guy's passionate. I mean, that team's been terrible for a long time. Their fans have suffered through a lot. I love the Lions story. I got
yeah.
nothing against
I
the
watch
Lions.
a lot of Campbell. A lot of of course he was famous for the biting kneecaps and all. I remember watching that live for the first time. I was like, "Yeah, this guy's for real." Everybody was hating. My grandkids all like talking shit, like, "Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing." And I was like, "No, dude, this is
I was like,
fucking.
this kind of fucking metal. I kind of like this. This is cool. Yeah.
It is pretty metal, man." And I ended up watching the Amura had a podcast. I watch it all year. The Sam Brown the Brothers podcast. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys watch any of that, but
Okay.
that was
Yeah.
entertaining as hell.
Yeah, yeah, no, I dig it, man. It's funny. I do have to say, some Eagles fans here are not really a fan of the Brazil game because they say like, we only get 9 games here in Philadelphia. Now it's only 8. So the team's got to fly all the way down there. I try to put myself, you try to think about it in another perspective. Like if Palmeiras and Corinthians played a game in Philadelphia, oh, that's cool. Maybe the Brazilian fans up here get to see that for the first time. But then Palmeiras fans might say, well, we lose a home game. Maybe it's a disadvantage to us. So
Do you think
yeah,
a lot of Americans they're gonna go down there for the game?
I hope so, man. I hope
Yeah,
so. But it's new territory. Philadelphia Eagles fans travel as well as anybody, and we have a lot of these big like travel groups that organize. They buy like 300 hotel rooms. They
no
book a
shit.
bus, they book the flights, and they do all that. So they're all going down there. Yeah, they're all going down there. But I hope they travel, man. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? It's like a once in a lifetime thing, to be able to say that you saw the first NFL game in South America and you saw the Eagles play in Sao Paulo. To me, like that's a bucket
Yeah.
list thing.
And if you go down there, like, might as well stay a couple of days and enjoy. I mean, it's really really cool.
Well, what would you say? Yeah, I mean, for if people are traveling down there, what would you tell them about Sao Paulo? I mean, what should they do? What should they see?
Well, Sao Paulo is kind of like New York. It's a huge metropolitan place. So
Yeah.
there'll be tons of really good restaurants, and definitely go check out the churrascaria. You guys are familiar with those, right? They bring the steak
Oh
on,
yeah, okay.
and they keep bringing to you. They have a red and a green marker on your table. If you keep it green, they keep bringing meat. They don't
Like a
stop.
legitimate like Brazilian steakhouse, you're saying?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
best cuts, man, all the best cuts. Um, there's a lot of like really cool like neighborhoods to visit. Um, if you're interested in different stuff, I think it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes outside the center. Uh, there's a huge reptile snake zoo that's kind of famous because they have all these crazy ass snakes from the jungle that nobody else in the world has it, man. I've been there like twice.
Yeah? Okay.
It's insane. It's called Butantan, Butanta.
Okay. I could see Philadelphia Eagles fans there, man. Eagles fans are up for anything.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just have yeah. There you go,
Okay. Yeah.
Snake Institute. Yeah, that place is legit. It's really cool.
Nice.
And I mean, if you're gonna go down there, if you had the time, I would highly recommend uh just get on a flight and go north and visit Bahia and
Mhm.
Recife, um, all the northern the coastline is beautiful, and
Oh, cool.
those are amazing cities with old architecture, Portuguese, tile houses and cobblestone streets and stuff like that. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Cool,
Really
cool.
cool.
No, that's awesome. No, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hopefully it's a great thing for Eagles fans and Packers fans and for Brazil as well. Listen, I could talk football and metal all day long, but
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out before we go. My
yeah.
my buddy Arthur Risk, he's the producer of a lot of my records, and he's a huge Eagles fan. And
Okay.
he'll kill me if I don't give him a shout out. So Arthur, if you're watching, the Humanizer, let's go Eagles.
Go Eagles! We're everywhere. Go, hey Max. Thanks for the time, man. I appreciate it. And good luck to your Lions, man. I'm serious, man. I like the Lions story. I got nothing against the Lions. I'm just glad that when you got into football, you didn't pick like the fucking Cowboys or the
New
Patriots.
England, right?
No plastic fans, no bandwagon jumpers. Go Lions! I'll be pulling for you guys from Philly. All right.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother.